Hey guys, Pegwarmer here, and today I'm going to be taking a look at G.I. Joe Classified series Scarlett. Scarlett is number 5 in this series, but is the 6th figure in the line. In this video, we'll be taking a look at both the original release of Scarlett as well as the recently released redeco. We'll also look at her accessories, compare the redeco to the original, and compare her to other 6-inch figures. Both the original and the redeco Scarlett have identical packaging, which is like the rest of the line, and features unique artwork on the front, which continues onto the side. However, since the redeco's unique artwork is identical to the original's, the redeco's box art shows Scarlett with a blue outfit on and the light blue highlights in her armor, even though those are not on the redeco version. I do really like the different vignettes we see Scarlett in: karate, stealth, and combat. We have the usual artwork on the back of the box, and the bottom of the box has the standard Happy Fun Ball warnings. The top of the box has 05 and the Joe logo. On to the file card. According to Hasbro, these icons and the numbers associated with them represent the following in this order: role, what the character does; gear, what the character uses; skill, what the character is good at; mastery, what the character is best at. Each icon also has 4 unique visual levels representing a character's proficiency in that particular area. Per Hasbro, quote, "To be part of G.I. Joe or Cobra, you have to be the best of the best at what you do." So while a level 1 may seem low, it still represents an elite level of proficiency. However, there's no real indication of what exactly an elite level of proficiency means. Scarlett's file card has the following: role, intelligence, level 4. She's skilled at secretly collecting mission-critical data. Gear, arrow weapons, level 2. She uses sharp projectile weapons. Skill, martial arts, level 3. She uses highly disciplined forms of hand-to-hand combat. Mastery, classified, level 4. She has information, skills, or equipment that is too secret to reveal. Much like Duke and his skydiving, this seems slightly off to me. Now sure, I've never created a highly skilled, on-demand, international special missions force of men and women from around the globe, selected for their elite abilities in their chosen disciplines. But if I did, I would try not to use a placeholder skill like classified. Scarlett's file name is Shanna M. O'Hara. Her birthplace is Atlanta, Georgia, United States. Her height is listed as 5 feet 6 inches. Her description is ultra-intelligent field operative. Wait, she's from Atlanta, Georgia? Has that always been canon? I don't seem to recall her having any kind of southern accent in the cartoon. That's it! That's what her classified mastery is! Being from the deep south, but being able to speak with absolutely no hint of a southern accent. Phew, glad we figured that one out, gang. According to her bio on the official G.I. Joe site, quote, "a field operative with intelligence levels so far off the charts that new charts had to be created to measure her aptitude for analysis and strategic thinking. Scarlett is a competitive martial artist who memorizes law dictionaries just in case, and a self-styled warrior of justice who's not afraid to bend the rules to do what's right." End quote. So, she's not afraid to bend the rules, and legally knows just how much to kick your ass before the law is broken, and can come up with a foolproof plan to do so at a moment's notice? Now that is a strong, empowered woman. I like it. Let's free Scarlett from her plastic prison and compare the original and redeco versions of her accessory. Alright, so here we have V1. Well, not V1. We have the original classified release. And now we have the redeco. There they are. Since the accessories are exactly the same on both, we're just going to look at the original's accessories because there is no difference between the two. Take those out. Right, so we have her crossbow. And now, as I've experienced firsthand repeatedly and has been noted most everywhere, this just comes off for no reason. I suppose you could use it like this if you wanted to use it some kind of blaster, but there's so many decent third parties that are making weapon packs or whatever, there's no real reason that you should need to do that. And it's easy enough to snap back together. When put together, it's pretty decent looking. Like most of the other figures in the line, Scarlett's primary weapon seems to be Nerf-inspired. In this case, her crossbow looks like a modified version of the Nerf Zombie Strike Wrath Bolt. And here's her knife that goes in her chest sheath. Again, just sort of a generic looking knife. Smaller blade than the other two. And then we have these two, which are both identical, so we'll just look at one up close. So it's got a nice grip there, someplace to put her trigger finger. It's serrated there. Well, pretty tough looking. All right, now we have them both out of packaging, and looking at the repaint, just the tan on the pants, yeah, that's much better. Little things too, like the bottom of the feet, for example, the original has red, and the Redeco just has tan. She looks more in line with what I would picture the age group. Let me take a closer look at the face. There's the original, which again is cool. I like the freckles. There you can see some freckles there, which is a really cool detail. You don't usually see that. But then when we compare it to the Redeco, to me that's way better. I think it's a cleaner look. I think it looks, I don't know if they changed. It looks like maybe the skin tone changed a little bit. Like she seems more realistic, like living and breathing. This one is just so pale. Oh, and her hair's darker. So you can see that for sure the Redeco has much darker hair. Definitely noticeable. And then the big thing I get is the eyes. The eyes look great, but I think on the Redeco, the eyes look even better. Color of the lips. All in all, the Redeco looks much, much better. This is almost like if Scarlett brought her kid sister to G.I. Joe for the day. I really like the colors on the Redeco better. I gotta say, the articulation is still terrible. To have somebody that's supposed to be, a master martial artist and only have a single jointed elbow is pretty crappy. Oh, these are pinless. Huh, I never noticed that. Still, crap. All right. Yeah, that's a big difference. Normally, I would prefer this shade, and like a darker, gray for the pants. But again, because of who the character is and because of my association of those colors with that character from my childhood, that works great. So yeah, really impressed with the Redeco. I didn't realize there was that much wrong with the original. Not that there's anything wrong with the original. The original's fine. It's just the Redeco is just... like I said, I didn't realize there were so many things that needed to be fixed, but it looks great. So moving down, the layer under her armor is blue on the original and black on the Redeco. The parts of the armor that are gold on the original, like the center of the chest plate and above, are now tan on the Redeco. The yellow is the same on both. They didn't change that. It might be more of a matte yellow. When you see it, you can see, sorry, it's inappropriate, but you can see the reflection of the lights a little bit there, but not here. So it looks like the yellow is matte and not gloss. So that's a difference. But she still has the red on her shoulder, which makes me think of the Sunbow cartoon. The chest strap and the quiver are the same on both. Now my quiver's a little bent because I guess I put her in the wrong way, and there goes the other crossbow. The other big difference is, look at her armor. You can see the light blue there, which I like. I think it's makes it look like it's like powered or something, and she doesn't have it on that one. Oh, maybe if I turned it to the right, there we go. You can see where it was. It's still got the individual markings. They're not painted. Same thing with the top of the hand. All the knuckles are still painted individually, which is cool. But this has gloss and gold, and this has matte and tan. It still has red around the collar, black underneath, blue underneath on the original. Belts are the same. They both have the same kind of detailed sections there, but I think it stands out a lot better on the... Oh, this is the same texturing and everything. Still has the same lines on the knees, but they're just painted blue and gold, and we already know all this. A little bit of red missing there, but you can see the piece is still there. It's just not painted. All right, gonna do some articulation now. And actually, wait, let's take, oh, jeez, she's a mess. Let's take, pop that bad boy off. Slide this off because she'll be a lot easier to articulate. Oh my God. Okay, so for articulation, she can look up pretty well. Ponytail kind of gets in the way and it doesn't rotate or move or anything. She can look down really well, actually. She can turn and then she can give some attitude, which is great. Always like that. Her arms can rotate 360, no problem. And she can get out to just under 90. Like, that's it. I don't want to go any further because I'm afraid it'll break, and I've heard about other people breaking theirs. It is pinless, which I didn't realize until I was doing this review, so good on Hasbro. It does have a butterfly joint, but it only goes back a little and forward a little, so I was super disappointed with that. I think they could have done much better. The right hand has a wrist that hinges up and down, and it's got a single jointed elbow that just gets to 90, which again is not, I mean, she's supposed to be a martial artist and I can barely get her into any kind of pose. Same thing with this side, except this piece does get in the way a little, and it's hard plastic, so it's not going to move, but it doesn't really matter because you're not going to be going out much past that point anyway. Same thing over here. There's no bicep swivel, but there is a swivel at the elbow, single jointed elbow, and on this side the wrist is hinged side to side. Her legs drop down like the other characters in the line, but, and this is really disappointing, I mean, Roadblock can even do it. This is it. This is as far out as they go. So pretty disappointing in my opinion. So just as an example, here is how far apart her legs can go. Okay? For a ninja, not a ninja, but whatever her classification is. Here's Roadblock. Oh, and his arms actually go just a scotch past 90, plus his butterfly joints are better. So that is really sad on Hasbro's part. I don't understand why it happened or how it happened, but they really could have done a much better job. And it's no different on the redeco, obviously, since it's just a redeco and they didn't re-engineer it. So getting back into articulation, we already went over the legs going out. She has a thigh swivel. She has a boot swivel. She has a double jointed knee. And her feet can point down pretty far and up pretty far. The armor there doesn't get in the way, which is nice. And then she's got a rocker from side to side. So the articulation from really from the thigh swivel down is fine. It's what I would expect, and it's what all the other Joes can do. But this part, I mean, that is really sad. For a character that's supposed to be a level 3 martial artist, this articulation seems atrocious. And I think Hasbro really dropped the ball here. Here we have Scarlett, along with the rest of the G.I. Joe Classified line that I've reviewed so far. Roadblock, Destro, regular release Snake Eyes, Redeco Duke, and my own custom Quick Kick. I really like the way the Redeco Scarlett fits in with the rest of the line now. It looks terrific. Here we have Scarlett with some Star Wars Black Series characters. Captain Phasma, 40th Anniversary Empire Strikes Back Leia, Mando in his Beskar, R2-D2, and Bespin Han. Now, I feel like Leia is maybe too small. I don't know. I'll have to look up and see what, if that's accurate or not, but she seems really small. But as far as Mando and Han and everything go, Scarlett seems to scale really well with them, so I feel like she'll be a great fit with the rest of the Black Series. Here we have Scarlett with some Marvel Legends female figures. We got Gamora, Jessica Jones, Mantis, and Hela, and she seems to scale just about perfectly. I guess I just didn't realize that Hela was that big, but it makes sense if she's an Asgardian. So, once again, Scarlett looks like she scales perfectly well with yet another series. So that's great news. That means we'll be able to have lots of interaction between both the Black Series and Marvel Legends using the G.I. Joe Classified line. Here we have Scarlett on a Star Wars Black Series speeder bike. She fits very well on it. The scale looks natural, and I think this would be a great vehicle to use in photographs for her. Here we have Scarlett in the Star Wars Black Series land speeder, and unlike some of the other classified figures, she fits very well in it. It doesn't hurt that she's the smallest classified figure so far, but she fits very well in it. I don't even think I need to try putting her in the passenger seat because she fits so well in the driver's seat. She can hold on to the controls. There's even a little wiggle room there. I could probably slide her down a little further if I needed to, but another vehicle that she'd be able to fit in for pictures, so that's excellent. Here's Scarlett on Squirrel Girl's scooter. Again, a great scale. Looks good. She fits on it nicely. G.I. Joe Classified Series is really earning lots of points in my book because I love being able to pose figures with vehicles, and so far most of the line does an excellent job at that. Scarlett better than the others. Even though she's my least favorite and her articulation is probably the worst, she is scaling very well with these vehicles. And here we have Scarlett in Professor X's chair. A good scale. She almost might be a bit too small for it. I was having a hard time getting her placed the right way, but once she's in, looks pretty decent. My final thoughts on Scarlett are that she's a decent figure in the G.I. Joe Classified line, but her articulation is the worst I've seen so far, and that's a real shame for this type of character. She's probably my least favorite figure in the line, and while the redeco addresses the issues I had with the face, the repaints don't really change her all that much, and fail to address any of the articulation limitations. However, having said all that, she is still way more posable than most of my Marvel Legends and Star Wars Black Series figures. I mean, Scarlett is an obvious must-have for anyone intent on having a complete collection. However, I would have to say that she is, in my opinion, the weakest figure of Wave 1, and maybe of the whole line so far. Between the redeco and the original, I'll probably go with the redeco because, like the Duke redeco, the rest of the line is coming in more muted colors than the original release of Wave 1, and I'd like for them to all have a consistent look with each other. Thanks so much for watching. If you liked this video and want to see more, please like and subscribe. It will really help my channel grow and would mean a lot to me. I'll see you real soon in the next one.